Procolored has developed a printer stand for the latest UV DTF printer. It is equipped with 4 swivel wheels. By rotating the gear clockwise, the caster will switch from a rolling mode to a standing mode. There are 12 hex screws with washers on the stand base. Fasten the screws with an Allen key. Install the trays onto the bracket using screws. There are a total of 2 trays and 8 hex screws with washers. Place the printer onto the trays, making sure to align screw heads on the trays with the holes on the machine. Use 8 hex screws without washers to secure the printer. Take off 2 Phillips screws from the film cutter position. Hook the cutter at the film exit and fasten it with the Phillips screws. Install a tray for ink waste bottle at the back of the printer. Open the front cover and remove the metal fixing plates on the drive belt. The fixture secures the drive belt during transportation. Don't forget to remove it before the machine is powered on. Prepare film rolls. This is Type B film used as backing film. Push the plastic support into the film roll. Loose the screws on the plastic supports. The top ends of the roller bar should be flush with the bearing. Make the 2 bearings symmetrical on both sides. Keep the film roll centered and fasten the screws on the plastic supports. This is Type A film used as base film. Do the same thing to center the film roll on the roller bar. Loading the Type B film roll onto the printer. Loosen the laminating roller by turning the adjustment thumb screws counterclockwise at both ends. Pay attention to the direction in which the film is being led. Install brackets for Type A film roll. Fasten the number 1 bracket with 4 hex screws. The press bar applies downward pressure on the film to make the film feeding more stable. Loading the Type A film roll. Use 2 wing screws to secure the bearings on both sides of the film roll. These 2 bars are for the film rewinder. Insert the cardboard tube onto the rewinder. The protective film on the Type A film will be wound onto the cardboard tube. Pay attention to the direction of the film leading edge. Guide the film sheet to go under the press bar and the first alignment bar, and go over the second alignment bar. Peel off the protective film from the base film and pass it through the heating roller. There is a sticky adhesive layer on the base film. Watch out not to stick it with any parts of the printer. Make sure it go under and align with the backing film. After aligning the base film and backing film, stay pulling the combined film sheets and tighten up the heating roller. Turn the adjustment thumb screws clockwise at both ends. Retract the protective film, pass it over the first alignment bar, and roll it up on the film rewinder. The next step is to power on the printer and check out whether the film rolls run smoothly and everything works correctly. Plug the film rewinder with the electrical outlet. Connect the printer with power cable. Double check your electricity source matches the required voltage of the machine, otherwise the main board of the printer will get burned. In this case, the base film is not laying flat, it is arching. We need to check whether the wing screws secure the roller bearings. Slightly roll back the base film to make it straightened. Slightly loose the thumb screws on the heat roller, then pull the film laminate forward until the base film is flat on the printing platform. Both ends of the heat roller need to maintain the same tension to prevent the base film from gradually deviating. Fasten the lock screws. Press backward button and check whether the base film is flat and not deviating. Move the printhead assembly to the far left. Do the film checking. The protective film is not automatically retracted. That means the film rewinder doesn't provide enough torque. Check the electric supply. Twist the adjustment knob to increase rolling torque. Make sure the device provides the very enough torque to tighten the retracted protective film. Excessive torque will cause the base film to rise in an arch. After film checking, press base point button to return the printhead assembly. Nozzles should be sealed up in the capping station to avoid overmuch light exposure. The next step is to install printer control software. Cut off the USB flash drive from the cable tie. It stores with video guidance and printer software. This is an RIP dongle. You'll need it every time you use the RIP software. And we also have a USB 3 adapter for you. It is capable of fast data transfer. Create a new folder in C drive. Here we name it as Procolored. Press Win and I to enter the Windows Security Center and add the new created folder as trusted. Transfer software driver and test charts from the USB drive to the Procolored folder. Open the software driver folder. Extract the folders that haven't been decompressed yet into the current directory. Open the Print X folder and send the Print X shortcut to desktop. So, the print control software is already installed. Enter the Procolored folder again and install the Microsoft Runtime plugin. The next step is to set up the Ethernet. Press Win and R to open the Run window. Input Control and click OK, and we are reaching at Control Panel. Here the public network with no network access is from the printer. The speed should be no lower than 1 gigabit per second. Remember this Ethernet name. You'll use it later. Open the print control software. Find the net settings. Choose TCP and select the Ethernet name of the printer. Input 192.168.127 and 118. Click Set and OK button. When the process is finished, the prompt message, Device Ready, will show up at the right lower corner. Keep the printer control program running in the background when using the printer. The next step is to power off the printer and fill the ink tanks. Before add inks, give them a good shake. Cut off the aluminum foil seal of the ink bottle. Add corresponding inks into these containers. C refers to cyan ink, M refers to magenta ink, Y refers to yellow ink, K refers to black ink, and W refers to white ink, and V refers to varnish. If you pull the fault ink into a tank, you need to empty the ink from the tank with syringe and ink pumping tube. Initializing the printer. Move the print head assembly to the middle. Shut down power. Don't take off all the ink cartridges at the same time. Some ink cartridges are interconnected. Air will enter other ink tubes. Don't turn the ink cartridge downward when extracting ink. This will cause many bubbles in the ink. Put the cartridge back in place. Remember to change the needle hub for each ink to avoid color mixing. Take off only one cartridge at a time and turn it upward to extract 5 to 10 millimeters of ink until the cartridge is free of air. Pay attention to the positions of color ink cartridges. For example, these two white inks are separated by yellow. Initializing the printer, the print head assembly will return to the capping station. Check whether the X position is 0 in the printer control program. Make sure the print head assembly stays at the base point when extracting waste inks. The printer comes with 3 waste ink tubes. The one without label is for waste ink that dropped off from the print head parking position. The one with red label is for varnish waste. And the one with black label is for inks of all the other colors. Extract 5 to 10 millimeters of ink out of each labeled tube. Press the test button to print a test page. If there are too many broken lines, press the clean button to clean the print head. Open the software driver folder in the C drive to install RIP application and printer driver. The RIP application is installed successfully. At the right corner of the software interface, you can select the language options and measurement units. Set up the size of the canvas according to the size of film. At the printer settings interface, import the printer driver from folder curve file. The printer driver locates in the curve file. Set the printer as default. The basic settings of DTF Pro Printer are finished. Now you can start printing some images. If you come across with a printing failure, check the margin settings in Printer Control program. Set it to a proper value. Disable the mirror print mode. It is not needed in UV DTF printing. The base film is sticky. It requires constant supervision during printing, in case it arches up and sticks to the printing heads. The blue light is rather glaring. You can observe the printing results through the light filtering window during the printing process. If you've purchased a printer stand with a secondary film rewinder, please refer to the former section of rewinder installation and install it on the printer stand. Use 8 hex screws with washers to fix the bracket and twist wing screws and knobs to fasten the position of the rewinder. Power on the rewinder and the printed films can be rolled up automatically. Same thing, adjust the rewinder torque to its proper level